On the eve of California's 2024 election, with Californians struggling with a high cost of living, Governor Gavin Newsom throws you a few crumbs, hoping that you'll reward him by voting for Democrats. But coming up, I'll tell you why his latest move is nothing but gaslighting and how you're going to continue to be charged too much money for this important item of your household budget. I'm Carl DeMaio, chairman of Reform California, and Gavin Newsom knows that Californians are ticked off with the state's high cost of living. By every measure, in every element of your household budget, California is the highest cost state to live in. In fact, a recent report from the Transparency Foundation pegged the California cost of living penalty at over $28,000 per year for a middle-class family of four. That's how much more they have to pay for all of their household budget items versus if they just lived in the average cost state in the country. That's a lot of money. No one has ever put that figure out there, but I'm appreciative of the fact that Transparency Foundation does that sort of work. One of the elements of your household budget that is sky high, your utility bill, electricity and natural gas, is double what it costs in other states. And that is because California has gone full tilt left on all their regulations, mandates, and laws. They've implemented the Green New Deal, or as I call it, the Greedy New Steel. And that has resulted in the double price that you pay for your utility rates. And it also has resulted in just wild fluctuations with your cost of your electricity. But they also are adding charges to your utility bill. Billions of dollars of hidden state taxes and fees that you know nothing about that goes into the coffers, the black hole of your state government. And politicians use this money for their social agenda to give out goodies to the right people, all raising the cost of your utilities and, of course, transferring your money to someone else. Into this pain of high cost of living, Gavin Newsom is looking at polling. He knows that people are upset about inflation. So for the past couple of weeks, we've covered on this show Gavin Newsom's gaslighting tactics. He's out there pretending to go after gas prices at the pump, when in fact, he's the one that has caused the higher costs here in California. The latest stunt, again, with hours to go in California's election, is a big announcement by Governor Gavin Newsom that he's issuing an executive order to cut back on certain charges that the state has hidden in your utility bill. Here is the big announcement, covered, of course, by California's liberal media. Gavin Newsom issues executive order on rising electric bills, but how much will it help? They're giving him credit for taking action on higher costs. Gavin Newsom, you've been in office for 6 years. What the hell's taken you so long? We've called you out on these hidden charges for years, and you've done nothing. And your executive order, by the way, doesn't even scratch the surface. This is a symbolic executive order. And I think part of it has been because we're making an issue of these high fees that are hidden on your utility bill in several races around the state. The directive simply says to the California Public Utilities Commission, why don't you look at some of the fees that you're charging and maybe look at some that you can get rid of? Okay, why don't we just simply say you shouldn't be charging any extra fees? Why don't we just simply say that the cost of electricity on utility bills should just be the cost of the electricity? The order says that we have to have smarter wildfire mitigation investments. So in other words, the mandates that they tell the utility companies, they're not going to lower the cost of those mandates. They're just saying, oh, maybe we should do them smarter. Gee, wonderful. So you're admitting that you've been completely inept at wildland fire management for the past several years? Who would have thought? The order also says that the California Public Utilities Commission which, by the way, all 5 appointees are radical environmentalists. They are not utility experts. They've never worked a single day in a utility, but they make utility policy, and they're appointed by Governor Gavin Newsom. So if you want to blame someone for the ineptitude of the CPUC, it's the governor. These are his people price gouging you. But the CPUC is ordered to identify underperforming programs and return unused money to utility customers through credits. Let me just give you the prediction. You're not going to get any money back. If you are, you're going to get a couple pennies out of the billions of dollars that they're overcharging you. If you want to talk about underperforming programs, how about we start with a list of all of them are underperforming? I can do the homework for you real quick. It asks the Utility Commission to review cost of regulations on various programs. Really? So have we not been looking at the cost of regulations as we've been setting the regulations? Yeah, I think. Again, all of this stuff, he should be mocked for this. This is like someone saying, I'm the CEO of a bank, and we ought to lock the front door at the end of every shift. At the end of the night, we should lock the door so that no one comes in the middle of the night. We thought you were doing this already. Of course, that's exactly what this executive order is all about. Platitudes, puffery, which is the only thing that this asshat governor knows how to do. Platitudes and puffery and pretend. The 3 Ps of Gavin Newsom. There's a couple other Ps, but we won't go into it because we're a family show. And then finally, instructs the California Air Resources Board, you know, the ones that have increased the cost of gasoline by about $1 per gallon and have banned banned gas-powered vehicles and gas-powered leaf blowers and all these other things, natural gas appliances. They've been trying to ban that too. Yes, this very powerful board. We need to find ways to give the California climate credit back to utility customers. Well, what is that credit? You ready for this? The credit that you get on your bill is something that you already are paying in the cost of your electricity because it is the carbon tax that the California Air Resources Board charges the gas and electricity companies. So when people give you, when the state of California gives you this climate credit, recognize that that's just a little fraction of the money they've already charged you coming back to you. So you shouldn't thank them, all right, because they're keeping a whole boatload of your money. How much are they keeping? Well, I urge you to go to the website, thetransparencyfoundation.org, thetransparencyfoundation.org. And in February of 2023, this is almost 24 months ago, they did a study. The real drivers of California electricity and gas rate spikes. This is after that major spike in January of 2023, where gas bills doubled in 1 month, and it was just incredibly painful for working families. Well, in this bill, or in this report, they find $4.5 billion of hidden state taxes. And if you go in through the report, the hidden illegal taxes are all broken down. I want to show you this last document. Here we are. This is the rate case from the CPUC for electricity and gas. What you are seeing in green are all the hidden charges that the state of California charges your utility bill, but it doesn't show up on your utility bill. It's woven into the per kilowatt hour or per therm that you pay for electricity or gas, respectively. These people are liars, cheats, and thieves. They steal your money by hiding what they're taking from you, by just raising your utility rates. So you think, oh, that must be how much it costs to produce electricity or gas. No, that is what it costs to produce electricity and gas, plus all the hidden $4.1 billion worth of illegal taxes and fees that the state of California has embedded into those utility rates. Look, at Reform California, we have a plan to fix this. And it should have been on the ballot in November, but Newsom sued and took our utility rate relief plan off the ballot. We're going to be refiling it, the California Taxpayer Protection Initiative, which not only protects Prop 13, makes it harder to raise taxes, but also gives you relief on your utility bills. He took it off the ballot we would have been able to give you immediate relief from all of these hidden taxes and fees. But this SOB has an executive order where he's pretending to give you a little relief, and it's just simply not true. Check out our Stop the Tax Hikes campaign on the website. It gives you details on the Taxpayer Protection Initiative. Plus, we do have our full campaign on the utility rate spikes that we are fighting. You go to Block the Rate Hikes, and under that campaign, you can join our fight to eliminate the $4.5 billion of hidden charges that Gavin Newsom refuses to eliminate. He's just doing a simple stunt for the press just literally hours before the election. Don't fall for it. Share this video. Let them know that those charges are still going to be there, that Newsom is lying. He's just trying to make it seem like he gives a damn about the cost of your electricity and gas. Finally, because we are going to the polls, any last-minute voters, please check out our voter guides at electionguidecalifornia.org, electionguidecalifornia.org. Those voter guides tell you the good versus the bad about all the ballot measures. And we do it in plain English so you know what you're voting on, because the politicians, they're using false and misleading titles on the ballot measures. Plus, we give you a heads up on where the 470 local tax hikes are hidden on the ballots throughout the state. There's a lot of local tax hikes you have to be wary of. Again, the ballot titles do not make it clear that you're voting on a tax increase. And then finally, we have endorsements for all the candidate races from top of the ticket all the way down to judges and school board races. Check it out, electionguidecalifornia.org. Share it with your friends and neighbors in these final few hours of the 2024 election. Until next time, Carl DeMaio, Chairman of Reform California. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this episode. But before you click away, please subscribe to this channel and click that notification button so you get updated when we post new episodes. Plus, like this video and share it with your friends so that we can help spread our message across the state. Reform California with Carl DeMaio is paid for by Carl DeMaio for State Assembly.